Don't do that alone here. Markets, for one, let's go to Chicago, as Joe mentioned, where it all happens and the price discovery taking place. Todd Horwitz joining us today. You're smiling and laughing here, but it's a great spot that you. How long have you been doing this in your career, Todd, by the way?
36 years, Mark. 1980, I came down here as a young man. Now I'm an old man. You see that?
Had hair down the ear here and here. No, but you never get again, opportunity to visit the CME, our folks viewing or listening in. I know they're always welcome there. But they're tuning in now saying, what's going on here? What's driving this market? How much further can it go? If they're a producer out there, I'm going to give it back to you. I think you want to start talking about beans. Am I right?
You are 100% right, and make sure on XM 147 you're listening to me. But, you know, we've got a situation here. I think that you're seeing a real short covering squeeze here in the soybeans, up 18 cents when I walked up here to come and do this spot. I think you're going to see that this is probably a pretty good area if you're looking either to hedge or looking to sell some. I would certainly look at liquidating a little bit here. I'm not bearish the markets here yet, but I do believe that this rally is well overdone. I thought that 960 to 965 would hold us in, and we're not. And I think you're really seeing an overabundance of shorts coming in here that are getting squeezed out. You know, we're almost across the board in all commodities. We're seeing a major, I think, short squeeze because the indices are also going higher here. So I think we're going to see a little bit of pullback here now, and I think that's warranted based on what we're seeing here. I think the action is far too bullish here. And the way you look at a chart, if you ever look at a 3-month chart, you can see a little diamond formating over the last 3 days until today, indicating that there was going to be a big move one way or the other. It turned out to be up, but I think this is a squeeze. I think after the squeeze is over, we'll start to see prices come back significantly. I'd look for a pullback back down to probably the 940 level or maybe even 920. So I'd like to take, if I have some to sell, I would like to take a little bit off here, or I want to make sure that I lock in my bases up at these levels. But I think beans are a little bit ahead of themselves right now.
Very good. And with that, we'll move back to corn and your thoughts there. So 18 cents higher in soybeans, those of you tuning in on Sirius XM. Corn is up 2 to 4, basically across the board. Talk about December closing in on $4.
Well, you know, I think corn is, you know, we like corn. In fact, you and I talked on the daily report. I said we'd buy the new lows. Here, I think, again, corn is, I think, a little bit ahead of itself, but it's not quite. It hasn't done the same thing as beans. I think that I would expect to see a little bit of selling pressure coming here. Again, really what I'm looking for is opportunities to buy more. I want to see a sell-off where I can jump in and buy. I think we work our way higher, but I never want to see these what we call parabolic moves, either up or down, because typically those are turn around and go right back the other way once they're done. I want to see a build, and I think corn is showing a fairly nice steady build, but we've got a little bit ahead of ourselves the last couple of days, and I think I'd like to see more of the action that we're seeing like in wheat right now, because wheat is now, if you read what I wrote on Sunday, I thought wheat at 455, 460 was down on support, and I expected it to rally off there up to 480. Right now, when I walked up here, we're at 480. I would look to be taking some profit here, looking for it to come back down to that level because we're still trading in that channel, and that's what I would look to see.
Very good. And we are at 487 and a bit more right now on that July contract in Chicago. Todd, different story. Limit down in cattle. As you know, yesterday, limit down in the feeder cattle. Expanded limits today. I want to get your thoughts on livestock trade. We'll do that. Todd Horwitz, live from Chicago, back in 1 minute, and we will be too after this.